Good morning, Treppers. How are y'all doing today? So as you see, it's me by myself in the car. Our other fellow Treppers, Narelle and Nevin, are not with me today. It is 9:21 a.m. I am literally just walking out of work. It's an exciting day because we're headed to the county courthouse and there's a tax sale auction going on. So guess what? We're gonna go be nosy a little bit. Now, Narelle and Nevin could not make it today because Nevin had to go back to Tampa and handle his responsibilities with his businesses there. Narelle is also on a business trip right now, so that leaves me. The boys left me to do all the dirty work. Y'all asked, how do we get the Bando? And we got it through a tax sale auction. And so today is an interesting day because a parcel of land that is located in the neighborhood of the Bando is going up for auction today. Now, we are not interested in this particular parcel of land only because it's a small parcel of land and we believe it used to be where the mailboxes are located. So we don't plan on bidding on it, but we like to go and be nosy. So if someone does bid on it, we actually know who they are. We could put a face to the name. I can approach them and just say, hey, I'm XYZ. I also own property in that neighborhood. Can we exchange contact information? Because it's always important, especially for the future of that neighborhood, to know who the other owners are. And what if this particular person who bids on this parcel of land actually owns another building in that neighborhood? So it's always good to go and just be nosy a little bit. So I'm taking you along with me because everyone has asked us, like, how did y'all get the Bando? How does that process look? Well, here it is. I'm vlogging the experience for you. So let's get going because I don't want to be late. It is 9:23 now and it's going to take me about 20 minutes to get there. When I'm vlogging this for you all, I probably won't be talking as much and just kind of explain the process later, only because it goes really quickly. And by what I mean by it goes really quickly is if you are distracted for a split second, your property can be auctioned off and you will be SOL. Someone else can bid on it. If there's no bids, if you don't hear the cry out bid and no one else bids on it, they keep it moving. It's very fast. And so I have to pay attention out there, but I also want to document for you all. Yeah, you get to see firsthand a little bit of how it goes. Because we're not bidding on the property, you can't see the full process of how it really turns out. Because let's say we were bidding on a property, and we won, then we would have to go to the bank, get a cashier's check in the amount we won the bid for, come back, go back to the county clerk house, give them the piece of paper stating all of the information of the property we just won. We pay them the cashier's check, and then they give us, well, they'll tell us the title will be mailed to us at a later date. So yeah, that's the whole process. But today you'll see the first half of how it really goes and how quickly this auction is. I have made it to the county courthouse. It is 9:48, so I'm gonna make this really quickly because I just like to get up there, get a kind of a good spot so I can hear. The auctioneer usually don't have any microphone, so you have to come in close. He speaks as loudly as he can, but when it's a lot of people, it's crowded, you have sidebar conversations going on to the left, right behind you. It's hard to hear. And I'm short, so I like to be in the front so no one taller than me can block my view, all of that. I'm taking a pen with me. I have a clipboard just in case I do need to write something.
let me give my little speech to start things off. Let me just say, if you are not an experienced tax sale bidder or pretty well informed about the process, let me suggest, let me highly encourage you not to bid today, because tax sales are very, very different from any other sales that take place up here on the courthouse steps. If you win a tax sale today and pay for it this afternoon, you get a tax deed. But that tax deed does not allow you to set foot on the property for at least 1 year. There's no possessory rights granted by a tax sale. And so that means you've got to sit and wait for a year at least. Now, when that year is up, you have to begin a couple of legal processes in order to make sure that that house, or not house, in this case it's all properties today, the title is cleared or quieted and all clouds are removed. And that's a legal process that can cost several $1,000s. So I don't want anybody coming with any false notions, because I know that I wouldn't want to throw my money away on something, and I really don't want you to throw your money away either. If you've spoken with an attorney and you've got some plans lined up on how you're going to use this property or what you're going to do with it, and you have already seen the property and you know what you're getting into, then maybe you're on the right course. But especially if you are bidding blindly and have not seen these properties with your own eyes, let me just highly encourage you to reconsider any intention to bid. And this is just based on we've been doing this for over 20 years, and we've seen a lot of people that buy things that they don't know what they're buying, and then they come to regret it later that afternoon, and then we find that they've just wasted their money. And I really don't want that to happen to anybody. If you've got any questions about just the process or anything like that, please stick around after the end of the tax sale. You can ask me any questions. I'm a lawyer. I get paid to talk, and I've gotten into the habit of just talking whether I'm getting paid or not. So please do just stick around and ask me anything that you're curious about, and I'll try my best to help you out. Now, we don't warranty any information on these properties, whether they say improved or unimproved on the county website. An improvement could be something as small as a portion of a driveway. Improvement does not mean it's a structure necessarily. It can mean that a structure used to exist there but does not any longer. And so just understand that if you've laid eyes on the actual property, which you can identify, a lot of these don't have property addresses, and the way that you have to look them up is on the county GIS maps, because they may be impossible to find on Google Street View or whatever you're using. If you want to know how to do that, we can explain it to you later. There is a space on the far right side of the handout for you to track anything that you bid and win on. So keep a little note if you win anything. If you do win, then we'll explain the process to you in just a second. If I cannot see you or hear you, then I may not recognize your bid. That used to not be an issue, but I just celebrated my 44th birthday the other day, and I think I suddenly got a lot harder of hearing and seeing. So please make sure if you're going to bid, just get close and be loud. And the way that we do it is you don't just raise your hand and I call out a random number that you bid. I want you to call out the number that you're bidding. We'll start with the cry out bid number, and then from then on, we'll go in at least $100 increments. If you want to save us some time, so we're not out here going 2,800, 2,900 for the next couple of hours, you can feel free to jump by the thousands or even tens of thousands if that's what you're inclined to do. Also, the sheriff's office requires that we keep access lanes to the courthouse doors open. So let's at least please leave this avenue open and don't block it for anybody that needs to come and go. Now, if you win a bid, please raise your hand as soon as you've won the bid, and we will bring a blue form to you. On that blue form, we want you to write your name and phone number, and then we'll let you go right back to bidding. However,
this way or this way?
After the sale, if you win,
right here. Clear all that, please. This way or that way? so people can get in the courtroom. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, sorry. You can stand between here and here. If you win a bid, we'll bring you the blue form with your name and phone number to fill out. Do not leave at the conclusion or at any time until we're completely done, because when we're done, we need you to come back up and fill out the rest of that blue form so that we can make sure that we're getting it in the right name, and that we can make sure that you know about payment arrangements that need to be made later today. You will complete the blue form exactly like you want your tax deed to read, and there will be a change fee. So if you misspell your name, or if you misspell the company or LLC you want to put it into, then I'm sorry, but we're going to charge for that work if you make us do it once, more than once. If you would like a picture of your blue form, we highly encourage you to, after you fill it out, take a picture with your camera. That way you're being consistent on what you've done. If you fail to pay for a winning bid, then you will be ineligible to bid on any county tax sales for a period of 6 months. Also, the tax commissioner can initiate proceedings against you if there's any sort of deficiency. Like if you bid $10,000 and don't show up to pay, and then later this afternoon we recry out the property and somebody buys it for $1,800, then we have the power to come after you for an $8,200 difference. So again, if you bid, make sure you pay for it, because you don't want to have to pay the price later. As for payment, you must come to the tax commissioner's office no earlier than noon, or I don't know, today it may be a little later than that, but before 3 p.m. today. Make sure it is before 3 p.m. because if you have not done that by that time, we will come back right out here and cry out these properties again, whatever did not pay. Bids must be paid for in cash or certified funds. So what you could do is go from here to your bank, get a certified check for the amount that you're paying, and then go to the tax commissioner's office over on McDonough Street and pay for it. One last thing, the tax bills for 2022 have already gone out and are due, I want to say, in the next few weeks. Our suggestion, I guess our advice would be that if you are a winner of one of these properties, you go ahead and pay the 2022 taxes, even though they were issued against the property owner as of January 1st. If you don't pay them, then there's the potential the property could come back up for a tax sale in the future. But also the redemption process that lasts for at least a year, remember? That redemption process, if you pay the taxes, whoever redeems it from you, if they do, pays you the amount that you paid plus a 20% premium, and that includes any taxes that you pay. And so you're still going to be making 20% if someone redeems on you at least. I'm just going to go right down the list and call out the parcel number. I'm going to ask if there's anybody that intends to bid on these, because I don't want to cry them out if we're not going to be bidding. The first parcel is 0. Anyone intending to bid on that? Have one, okay. That's for 2 years of taxes. Initial crowd bid on that property is $1,255.89. Do I have any bids? Have a bid for that amount? Do I have any other bids? Going once, twice, 3 times sold. Thank you very much. Oh yes, and when I'm saying once, twice, 3, please don't wait until I say 3 times, because the way it is, I'll probably miss you and you'll end up missing your opportunity to bid. So if I say once, you better speak up real quick, please. The next property we're going to look at is number 2, 05211B A035.
We're done at the auction. It was very interesting today because a few things happened. So as you saw, the auctioneer came out, he gave his little spiel, and he does that each and every time, and it's about that long each time. Another thing that was interesting was there was 41 parcels of land on this list today. Now that's a lot. Like one time we came, it was only 5. So the fact that it was 41 was crazy. So another interesting fact is that they were only parcels of land. There were no houses on the land. And I believe he said that in that little spiel he gave. So a lot of these went for no bid. And I got some of the first few of how he went, how he stated the addresses. We may have to bleep that out to eliminate people's personal information being out there, but I still wanted you all to kind of see how it went. The first bid went and a lady won it for the cry out bid. And so a lot of these on the list went no bid at all. No one wanted them, or they won for their exact cry out bid. So only one person said, hey, I want it, and they won it. So it was only a few that actually, went back and forth for a little bit, but it was only a couple $100, just because I'm pretty sure most of these parcels of land are probably underwater. They're probably not worth buying. So a lot of people didn't want them if they did their research on them properly. They give you a piece of paper. I don't want to show it because it got the information on it, but I'll show the back of it. So they give you a piece of paper, and on this side there's a column, and you can write little notes about whatever you need. So on my notes list, I just wrote down if there was any bid on it and what the bid won. So like the first one won for the cry out, and that's what I put down on my paper. If it went for no bid, I just put no bid on there. If it won for a bid, then I put the number that it won for. So if it was going for, like, one went for maybe $1,400 and someone won it for $2,000. So I just wrote $2,000 that they won it for. And that's just, for future reference. If I want to go back, look, see if it was worth the $2,000, that we miss out on an opportunity, things of that sort. So, and then I know y'all are probably wondering, like, okay, all these properties went for no bid. What happens to them? So, like he said, a lot of these properties did not have houses on them. So most likely all of the properties that did not go for any bid will go to the land bank. They'll sit in the land bank until somebody wants them and will buy it, or whatever that process is. I'm not very versed on the land bank property, our process, but I do know that you can acquire land through the land bank. So that's also something that you all can look at. Look in the land bank, see if there's pieces or parcels of land out there that is in a good area. You can build a duplex, quad, whatever you want on it. Another interesting fact was another owner who is in the neighborhood of the Bando was there. So I saw her and I went up to her. I stood next to her, and she actually bid it on a property or two and was able to win them. So that was very interesting. I was not expecting to see her, but that's why we come out here and be nosy, because if we wouldn't have came, guess what? Wouldn't have known that she was out here. Very friendly lady. So she was happy to see me. She actually asked about Narelle, like, hey, where's your brother? I expected him to be out here too. And I was like, yeah, he's working right now. So, that was interesting to see her. And then the last interesting fact is he said there are no more scheduled tax sale auctions for the rest of this year. So the fact that we were able to catch the last auction of the year, thumbs up. Now this is for Georgia. But, you know, if you're in another state, it may go a little bit different or it may be the same. You just never know. You have to do your research on it. And, you know, as we like to say, we're not professionals out here. This is our general knowledge, and we want to put that knowledge that we have accumulated out there so you can know it too. So we're just giving you the, you know, the bread. You got to put the jelly and peanut butter and make the sandwich on there. And we'll try to answer as many questions as you have along the way in your journey. I appreciate you coming on this journey with me. I know y'all probably missed the other Treppers. They'll be back in the next video, I promise. But until next time, remember to comment, like, subscribe to our pages at TrepOutDaBando on YouTube, IG, and TikTok. Yes, all three. You don't want to miss it.